Alfred Kemepadu, Secretary General, Ijaw Youth Council Worldwide. Nice to have you join me right now.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You.
Now, if we have to go to Niger Delta right now, there's always the saying that if you have not been to the Niger Delta to see the level of devastation, when they talk about it, you will never understand. Now, we've all been there, we've seen all of this. Now, there is the argument that those who have had the wherewithal, who have voices for the Niger Deltans and who are very vocal, are not also coming together to pull their resources and ideas and what they have together as a way of emancipating the people.
What other resources do we mean apart from speaking up and speaking the truth that can be acceptable by everybody?
There is a talk of people in the Niger Delta being really very wealthy, besides the fact that there has been devastation, there has been environmental degradation.
No, people of the Niger Delta are not wealthy. Instead, people from outside the Niger Delta come to the Niger Delta, get their wealth, and leave the poverty in the Niger Delta. And that is most times the cause of the problem. So what we have always advocated is the inclusion of the people of the Niger Delta, especially those who have expressed capacity. There are a lot of Niger Delta that have expressed capacity. Encourage them, facilitate them to be inclusive in the oil industry.
How much are the governments within the Niger Delta doing when it comes to state government and all of that?
No, the state governments can just do little because all of this is within the purview of the federal government. And what the federal government is currently doing with respect to pipeline vandalization and other things. Number one, let's not also forget that most of these equipments owned by these oil companies are obsolete. And they have not been able to maintain these equipments over the years because of their sharp practices. Also, there is also this argument that people connive with some of these people in these oil firms, go around, destroy these pipelines, which now becomes a form of contract or job to their proxies within the oil companies. There are also those arguments. But the one that we see every day, which you may want to describe as wealth, is filthy wealth. By that I mean, instead of this oil multinationals and even the federal government to come with an inclusive approach, what they do is, over time, they raise warlords in the Niger Delta in the form of giving them what they call security contracts to guide pipelines. And actually, they raise money into this kind of ventures and indirectly or directly raise militias.
But isn't that a function of the negotiation to say, okay, if for us to lay down our arms, these are some of the X, Y, Z that has to be done so that is that not part of the inclusion?
Very disrespectful for them to have thought that way. Let me tell you something. The oil belongs to the Niger Delta. Like I keep advocating.
It belongs to Nigeria.
It's in the Niger Delta. First, the gold in Zamfara, nobody has said it belongs to Nigeria. People have been mining it there with some licenses.
Illegally.
Also, they have been doing it there. Let's not go into that.
All right.
What we're saying is that what they need to do, you understand, it's not to per se encourage these pockets of violence and cause the distraction. We're talking about the inclusion of the people. But instead, what they do is, like you talked about the filthy wealth, they now raise the security contracts, and that the people of the Niger Delta are only good for surveillance of the pipeline. What it means is that it's like making you a megad in your own house, which means they are not good. No, they are not good to own the pipelines and the OMLs. So what we are advocating for, and one of the things that will create lasting solution to this problem, is that as Nigeria and other Nigerians take a share of their wealth in the meantime, most of these licenses and OMLs and others should also be awarded to people of the Niger Delta, so that there will be a communal ownership of this operation, so that it becomes a joint operation. You understand? By then, nobody needs to guide any pipeline, because just like the examples I gave, you will see that people from the Niger Delta will begin to directly responsible to communities. They begin to give scholarships. If a particular company is operating within this region and is giving scholarships to the communities, they are providing the amenities that are needed and everything, who will go and bust the pipelines?
All right. Alfred Kemepadu, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you.
Thank you.